everybody, and welcome to Binging with Badness, the only podcast that knows how to make a chimera with only a little girl and a dog. Ask us how.
Oh no.
My name is Mitchell McIntyre.
And I'm Vanessa Vogel.
And happy Halloween! It'll probably be November 1st by the time she's looking at me like I said something wrong.
How dare you just gonna bring Nina in this like this and then
It's Halloween, and is that not a disturbing scene?
It is. It's Nina.
Thematic. What up? So yeah, it's technically Halloween for another hour and 10 minutes here. It's probably November 1st by the time you watch this, read this, listen to this. I'm very tired. It's been a long day. And we just got finished going through regular Hallmark movie for Saturday. Royal Christmas? No. One Royal Holiday?
Royal Holiday, I believe.
A Wish for Christmas?
How do you...
We literally just finished watching it.
One Royal Holiday.
One Royal Holiday. We literally just finished watching it, and it went whoosh, right over my head. But yeah, so this one... Let's talk about this one.
Yeah.
This one is probably has the most pedigree behind it. For the first time since we started. Except for maybe Anna DeWitt. It has actors in it.
People were actors.
I know, but like actors you know.
Yeah.
Or at least I know. I'm sure like a lot of people know. They're Broadway stars. Aaron Tveit and Laura or Lauren Onassis.
Is that how you say her last name?
I believe. Talk amongst yourselves.
So, like, Full Metal Alchemist.
Osnes, I believe is her name. Sorry to cut you off. But yeah, so this is probably the first one that's got some real like acting firepower behind it. We'll get to who they are in a little bit. I will tell you the rundown of the film, like I always do. When Anna offers a stranded mother and son shelter in a blizzard, she learns that they are the royal family of Galwick. Anna shows the prince how they do Christmas in her hometown, encouraging him to open his heart and be true to himself.
Gotta be true to your heart. You must be true to your heart.
Come to shower you with my love.
Don't
Open your eyes. Heart can tell you no lies. I choose to believe that's a Stevie Wonder song and not a 98 Degrees song.
I mean, it sounds like it, doesn't it?
Well,
like,
it is. It's both of them.
Is it?
It is not. It's a 98 Degrees, and I thought it was NSYNC because NSYNC and 98 Degrees sound identical. It's true. Neither of them are in this movie. So yeah, this is we got the day break. From Friday. So this is our first movie in about 2 days. And what did you think of it right off the hop? What did you think overall?
Overall?
Yes.
I really like this movie.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nice. He's happy.
Okay.
Why?
In my opinion,
Uh-huh.
this is probably the best movie we've watched so far.
Yeah! Sorry about that, guys.
That's okay. I fully believe it started out a little bit rough.
I mean, he was a prick.
Yeah, but that's kind of the gimmick. Also, I was being pulled in about 14 different directions trying to watch this movie. So it started out a little bit rough, but by the time we were like, I don't know, 30 minutes, 45 minutes in,
Yeah, once the plot kicked in.
I was all about it.
Yeah.
So, and I will say, this movie felt like it flew by.
Yeah, a little bit.
Usually when you watch these kinds of movies, they're 2 hours, say an hour and a half with commercials. They feel every minute of that 90 minutes. That's not necessarily to say they're bad, but like, by the end of it, you're like, thank God that was only 90 minutes. This one, I looked down and I was surprised to have seen like an hour and 20 go by. Like I only had another, 40 minutes left of the movie. I was surprised. Which is always a bonus. So let's get into the players in this particular film. Our male lead is Aaron Tveit, who is a Tony and Grammy Award nominated actor. Both of these two are known for Broadway. You might know Aaron Tveit if you watched the Les Mis movie with Hugh Jackman they made, which is oh boy, that's another podcast. Maybe that's an episode for next year.
After Christmas, kids. After Christmas. That's an after Christmas thing.
Thoughts.
With like Mulan 2. No, Mulan 2020. Let me be specific.
We should do a whole series of Disney sequels.
Oh no.
Yeah, that'd hurt.
They're all bad.
Yeah, there's not a single good one.
Except Frozen 2.
Oh no, that doesn't count.
It's a Disney sequel.
I know, but it's not a Disney sequel. I'm talking about like Bambi 2.
I know. But like, I'm just saying, in the pantheon
Frozen 2 was dope.
Of Disney sequel, Frozen 2 is the only good one.
Yeah. So Aaron Tveit is in this. You might know him. He was in, these are all Broadway shows. He was in Wicked. He was in Catch Me If You Can. He was in Rent. He was in Assassins. He was in Company. And, of course, he was in Les Mis.
What annoying person was he in Rent?
He was Roger.
Was he the one that says the thing I hate?
No, that's Mark.
Okay.
Say the thing you hate.
And now I'm shooting without a script.
Yeah.
Like that's
From now on, I shoot without a script.
Like somehow that's a big revelation. The thing you're describing is a documentary, my dude.
I will say...
We've been doing it since cinema came to be.
Since somebody invented cameras.
We used to call them biographies when they were written.
It's so much more annoying in the movie. Like, in the musical, it's okay. I still don't like the musical. Sorry, I'm not a big Rent fan. But in the movie, it's so, like... And now, I shoot without a script. Whereas in the musical, it's just a line, like, in a song. Anyway, he played Roger on Broadway at some point. Laura Osnes is also a Tony and Grammy Award-winning actress. She was in Grease, Cinderella, Sound of Music, Carousel, Bandstand, and On the Town. The only one of these I've seen Sound of Music, because everybody's seen Sound of Music.
Yeah, everyone's
There's actually a Sound of Music reference in this movie.
Is there?
There is. I wrote it down because I thought it was funny.
Oh.
And she was in Grease. She played Sandy.
Oh.
Have you ever seen Grease?
Nope.
It is dirtier than you remember.
Well, I've never seen it, so it's...
Well, dirtier than you would think.
Oh.
I should say. So our director is Dan Reichert. He did such things as A Mermaid's Tale, Randy Houser Like a Cowboy, A Country Christmas, Dug Up, Ambush at Dark Canyon, Born Wild, New to This, The Gun Down, Death Hunter, Haunted Airplane, and the worst, I didn't even know this existed, Easy Rider 2.
What is that?
Easy Rider is a very famous classic movie starring Peter Fonda.
Okay.
About a motorcycle gang.
Okay.
And it's an amazing film. They made a sequel in like 2015. What? Starring none of the people that you're used to. Like, starring nobody. I looked it up because I couldn't believe they made this. And it's like the son of Peter Fonda's character. Peter Fonda isn't in it because that man's got a soul.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird to have these. There's like a sick underbelly of movies that are sequels to good movies. You know, there's like 4 Jarhead movies. You ever seen Jarhead?
No.
Jarhead's a very good movie starring Jake Gyllenhaal. About just how much it blows to be a Marine.
Yeah, that's probably why I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's
something your dad would watch.
It is something my dad would watch. My dad and I saw it multiple times.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me even a little bit.
But it's a good movie, and there's like 4 of them, and they have nothing to do with each other. It's like the fact that there's like 6 Marine movies. The Marine, not Jarhead, like I just said.
Like, you mean the WWE ones?
Yeah. There's an American Psycho 2, which, if you follow my account, Empty Square, on YouTube, I did a review of way back in 2012. That's almost 10 years old. Oh my god, the passage of time. Behold the ravages of age. So, anyway, that's got nothing to do with this, but I can't believe there's an Easy Rider 2.
Yep.
Sorry. Angry. Wow.
You know that's going on the list of things to do in 2021.
Hush,
right?
gentle cutie.
Look, if I have to sit through Mulan 2020 again, and also Mulan 2, all this nonsense going on the list, too.
And our writer is Julie Wolfe, and she has done basically these kinds of movies that you've seen. Wedding Every Weekend, Christmas in Montana, The Christmas Club, Our Christmas Love Song, Finding Santa, and Marry Me at Christmas.
Yeah!
Yeah! So...
I haven't seen it, but the premise seems cool.
What's the premise?
You marry me at Christmas!
Get married. At Christmas.
On Christmas.
So...
What more do I need?
Those are the people that have made this movie. And it's, you know, like I said, this is the first movie that had real, like, acting behind it. Although there is one guy who we'll talk about later. Anyway, curtain up. The movie starts with a little animated opening.
That's true.
That's kind of cute. It just kind of, like...
It's a storybook.
Yeah, it's a storybook, and it's basically the plot of the movie now that I've seen it. So that's kind of nice. Our main character is named Anna. She has one more shift until she gets to go to a vacation at a fancy inn owned by her dad. That's where the majority of this movie is going to take place. We cut to a prince. Just a straight up prince. Giving a speech at a hospital that saved his father. They're donating a large sum of money. His father was there. I believe it's 3 years ago. He lived through whatever it was he went through, and then has just recently died of something else. I guess it's natural causes. Anna is a nurse, and you're not going to believe what hospital she works for. Although it's not...
It doesn't come up till much later.
It's not, like, talked about until the very end of the movie.
It's planting and payoff, yes.
But you can kind of guess. Anyway, and people are immediately on her ass about dating. We have had 2 conversations with Anna. 1, I'm going on a vacation. 2, why are you still single?
I mean, she's a sweet, kind ball of light. How have you not locked this down?
Yeah. And this little piece of dialogue. She's talking to a receptionist or a nurse. She's also a nurse. And she goes, I'm fine here. And her friend goes, healing other people's hearts. But what about yours? Oh! Christ.
Look, we always get a ham-fisted line somewhere in there, right?
I will say that's probably the only one that elicited that reaction. But it's out the gate.
Well, they need to put one in, or else it's not really a Hallmark movie.
That is true. All of these scenes I just told you are about 30 seconds tops. We haul ass through the opening of this movie.
Look, they only have a fixed amount of time to make this movie, so, like, they gotta haul through some backstory.
Okay, everything we just went through, it was probably shorter in the film than it was for me to explain it to you. Anna comes home to a sparsely decorated tree. Come on, lady, step your game up. It's literally like it's.
Well, she's going to her dad's place for Christmas.
Then why have a tree at all?
Because it's Christmas.
Yeah, you're right. But it's really kind of like half-assed decorated.
She's also a nurse, so she's working 18 hours.
That's true. God bless nurses.
I know. If you're a nurse out there, thanks.
And I'm sorry.
We appreciate everything you do for us.
And I'm sorry.
And I know the job sucks.
And I'm sorry.
And I'm sorry.
And I'm sorry. God bless you guys.
But thank you. We appreciate it.
Anyway, she goes and she caresses a family picture. And then she does the, like, I love you, Mom. And you're just like, oh, God, no. Although, I thought this was going to be harped on way more than it was.
Yeah. No, it was just to establish Mom's gone.
Yeah, that's literally what it was. So it's, it's a little pang to the heart, but it wasn't just like, feel sad about her dead mom.
Well, she didn't stand there and cry over the photo. The immediate next scene is her trying to get all the Christmas presents into her car and then failing. Like,
I've been there.
Like, she's trying to pick them up, and they're on, like, boxes and stuff, and, like, she can't put all the boxes in her arms, and then all of them are spilling out. And we've all been there where we had, like, too much stuff, and we don't want to do 2 trips.
Yeah. They talk about how there is a pretty severe storm coming, and if she doesn't move, she's going to be in the middle of it. Meanwhile, the prince, whose name is James, I'm going to intercut him between saying Prince and James, he has to deliver a big speech. James, by the way, is the Prince of not England, but let's face it, it's an English accent.
Yeah. They
talk about his relationship with the Prime Minister, who wants to separate the country from the monarchy. It's England, but it's Galwick.
Yeah, it's Galwick, but it's definitely not England. You might as well have written on it, definitely not England.
Exactly. I think I wrote it down here as, like, the Prince of not England. Anyway, he has to give a big Christmas Eve speech.
Like the Queen normally gives?
Yeah. To the people. And this is his second year having done it since his dad died. And the first year did not go well. And the public is all over his ass.
Mm-hmm.
And so he has to write this big speech, and he's got nothing. Because this is a hard thing to do.
Didn't the Queen look at the paper and be like, let me see your speech? And she's just like, it says Christmas speech, and there's nothing else on it.
He's like, it's all up here. He goes, it's not. That's how I used to get out of speech day in school. It's like, where's your speech? It's all up here. And then I make it up on the spot.
I wasn't that creative. I had to write it down and go through 17 drafts before I'm like, well, this is going to happen.
So the Queen is a British lady. She asks for tea, but the American driver doesn't know there's different kinds. Yuck.
There's like black and green and white.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Just like, I'd love some tea. He's like, I can take you here. He goes, what kind of tea do they have? The hot kind.
Da-da-da.
Yuck. So they stop at what is essentially a Dunkin' Donuts.
Mm-hmm.
And the prince is behind Anna at the coffee shop.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets a donut and something called a Christmas wreath. And it's a buy one, get one free.
Christmas cruller.
Christmas cruller, excuse me. And it doesn't look like a wreath at all. I don't know why I said that.
Because crullers
look like wreaths.
But these aren't. These are eclairs.
These are eclairs, yeah. And so it's a buy one, get one free. And she's like, oh, cool. I don't need 2. And so she goes to the guy behind him, who's the prince. He's like, do you want one? And he's like super stuffy about it. And he's like, oh, no, this is... if you're ever in England... No, Europe, he says. If you're ever in Europe, you can try...
The Galwick Yule log.
Yeah, something like that. It comes up again. And he's like, oh, it's a delightful pastry with vanilla cream with sugar sprinkles on top. And she's like, that's exactly what I'm holding.
Okay, can we just point out real quick that we sent the prince in to get his own food? Like, he has a driver and a security guard.
And they sent the prince.
They sent the prince. Like, to get the Queen Mother tea. Like, wouldn't you send the driver or the security guard?
This driver, by the way, is getting fired, and we'll tell you why. His assistant, whose name is Chris, comes in, and their plane is being delayed for the night because of the storm. And their hotel, they had a hotel, and it's closed or it's cut off. I didn't really get.
I don't remember.
The point is, they can't go to the hotel.
Oh, we can't go to the hotel because everyone who was at the airport is rushing
going to that hotel. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that hotel is cut off. The plane is delayed for the night, and apparently
traffic real bad.
Traffic is bad, and being a goddamn prince apparently doesn't grease the wheels a little bit.
Yeah, apparently Connecticut doesn't care even a little.
They are this would be an international scandal if the Queen and Prince of England came to America and we couldn't find... They had to stay out in a manger. Are you kidding?
That's true. The president, a good president, would fly out and be all like, hello, you're staying at the White House. Okay, bye.
So the Queen Mom shows up and takes the donut that Anna offered, which is kind of cute. The Queen, by the way, is the best character in this movie.
I know. I will fight anybody about the Queen. She is great. Her name is Gabriella, and I love her.
She likes it. The prince is being a dick about it. And then Anna is like, hey, I'm going to an inn that my father owns. If you want, we have a room for you. You can stay with us. And she has no idea that they are a prince and a queen. She's just doing this out of the kindness of her heart.
Yeah, she's a good person.
Which you think would be silly. It's like you can't tell that they're royalty. But I don't know if I'd be able to pick out Prince Harry in a lineup.
No, they're all just a bunch of white people.
Like I could pick out the Queen.
Yeah, we all know what the Queen looks like. She's on the money. Well, your money.
She's on the money. But like, if you're just like, oh, this is Prince Harry, I'd be like, neat, hi.
Yeah, they all kind of look like Ed Sheeran.
Yeah. And to the other point, there's another prince. Prince Harry has a brother, and I don't know his name.
Okay, so there's one married to Meghan Markle. Mm-hmm. Is that Harry?
I don't know.
And then there's the other one who is married to Kate Middleton. And I think there's only two.
Yeah. Anyway, Prince, if you're listening,
Your Royal Highness.
Your Royal Highness, if you would like to tweet me at Empty Square, what's your name? If I get a tweet,
do you want? Did the royal family watch Hallmark movies too?
Do you want to hang out? Do you play Xbox?
Does the Queen sit around watching Hallmark movies, judging them too?
I gotta imagine.
She's a very judgy-looking person.
Yeah. So this is the thing I meant. So, shh. So the Queen agrees. He's like, "Oh, we'll take you up on your offer." And the prince is like, "Well, surely not. We can't." The Queen's like, "Dope. Why not?" And the driver's like, "Here's why not. I don't want to drive you up that far."
Apparently, they're doing their Christmas stuff that night.
Yeah, it's like, "Oh, we're decorating the tree, and I'm not working past 8.
Whoa! This is the Queen. You signed up for this shit.
I was gonna say, I understand family over everything. But that is the Queen of another country.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to suck it up for an hour.
She can pay you. Like,
your ass royalty. Is so fired.
Yeah.
If you go back just like, oh yeah, I dropped the Queen off with, I don't know, somebody.
With a complete stranger. Like, she's a stranger to them. They established that. Like, we're just going to get in the car with a total stranger.
Yeah, Prince James actually talks about that. And he's just like, we're going to...
This is a pretty ham-fisted attempt at a plot setup, but the rest of the movie's solid. But, like...
Yeah. This is the weakest part of the film.
And they're just like, oh, our security detail went ahead of us on a different plane. It's like, why would you send the security first? Why not send the Queen and the Crown Prince?
That's what he said. So at one point, he's like, oh, we never should have sent the security detail first. No shit.
Okay, your best friend, Christopher there, who's the head of security, is real bad at this.
Yeah.
Like, he should have sent you guys first, and then security can be like...
Or send you with security.
You guys are royalty. You can get a private plane.
Yeah.
My God.
So anyway, they get in the car with Anna, and the Queen Mum is all about this OTP. Because she's like, I'll sit in the back with so-and-so and all this luggage, and looks like you're going to have to sit in the front.
Yeah, like the Queen and the security detail are in the back. And, like, for reasons I don't understand, the security detail does not get out of the backseat and be like, Your Highness.
Yeah.
You know?
Surely we must... Nope. James is in the front. And it is strongly implied James never sits in the front seat. Because he's, like, horrified at the bumps in the road.
Yeah, because, like, only, what was it? Christopher and security detail would sit in the front seat.
Yeah.
Like, you've seen those stretch limos. Only royalty sits in the back. Cloaked in darkness.
So they get to the inn, and they go up to her father.
Who's like, daughter, you've returned!
Yeah. And so Chris is like, may I present the Queen Mother of Garwick, Gabrielle, last name.
Well, they didn't give her. They didn't.
It was like that, yeah. But
they just said her name was Gabriella.
They route off as like, oh, the Queen Mother of such and such, place the Duchess of York, Gabrielle. And then the dad gives the best reaction, which is, whoa.
I mean, Me too.
Amen. The dad is the worst actor in this movie.
He's okay.
He's probably the worst actor we've seen, period.
He's serviceable.
He's serviceable, but this is not like... You definitely get like when he's talking on the phone, he's like, "Hi, honey. Yeah, no, it'll be fine. It's okay. Come on over." And you, oh boy.
Okay, but he's also playing against 2 Broadway stars. Like, he's not...
That's why I said, like, he's the worst actor in the movie, which isn't necessarily, the worst.
But he's still pretty good. So, it's not like you brought it down or nothing.
That is true. So they want to keep a low profile, and they swear him to secrecy. Mm-hmm. And Anna still doesn't understand. And so the Queen Mother's just like, would you just tell her? She's going to figure it out soon enough.
Which I thought was going to be a bigger plot point.
Me too. I was like, I doubt it. So they admit to being royalty, and Anna just, like, laughs them off.
Yeah, like, literally Christopher is pulling luggage out of the car and be like, "That's the Queen, that's the Prince." Yeah.
And she's just like, "Ha ha, Queen and Prince, ha
ha." Why is no one else laughing?
Uh-oh. And they swear her to secrecy as well. This swearing to secrecy doesn't matter at all. Because every other person they introduce to, the father introduces them as Queen and Prince. Thanks for trying. There is a bit of dialogue I thought was funny. Anna takes her father, like, into the inn. And she's like, "What do we do?" He goes, "Invite them in. They're royalty. So I'll give them extra towels."
Your mother always said that we should treat every guest like royalty. That's not what she meant.
She didn't mean this literally. And so there's
extra towels. I like that.
I thought that was, we'll give them extra towels. So when they start asking about the amenities at the hotel, and there's none.
I mean, it's just an inn, right?
Yeah, it's an inn. So they're like, "Oh, well, the bellhop," and so, "Oh, we don't have any." It's room service, so we don't have that either. And I get it very much like a Lucille Bluth. How much could one banana cost, Michael? $10?
Well, that's the point, right? They're royalty. They've never been out in the real world.
That's true.
Which is kind of a lie when we find out where Queen Mum came from.
That is true. So Anna meets up with her best friend, who just happens to be the mayor.
Yes.
And she's lining up all of the Christmas stuff at this inn, the Kensbury Inn. Mm-hmm. And they're like, everything Christmas related is going to happen here. This is going to be like our Christmas hub. Mm-hmm. And it all culminates in a pajama ball, which is a dance where everybody shows up in their pajamas. Mm-hmm. And I think that's cute.
I like it.
It's like a Christmas Eve tradition. Everybody shows up in their jammies because this place is just not fancy. Mm. I think that would be nice.
Yeah.
You know? Show up in some Christmas jammies.
Have some cocoa.
Have some cocoa. Dance to some Christmas songs.
That'd be nice.
Also, Anna's friend, whose name is Sarah.
Is that her name?
Is immediately smitten by Chris. The
security guard.
Yeah. I think it's just assistant, isn't it?
No, he's head of security.
He's head of security? Yeah. I called him assistant. So head of security. She's immediately just like, that one.
Yeah, because she says something to the effect of, "He's real cute." Like, "Yeah, he's real cute," until he opens his mouth. I'm like,
No, the other one. Sarah figures out that they are royalty immediately because she has Twitter.
And Google.
Like... and follows all of the royal hashtags to the point where he's just like, "Doesn't he look exactly like the prince?" And Anna's just like, "Yeah, weird. Looks just like him." She goes, "Yeah, it looks just like, hey."
Oh my god, is that the Queen? Which is probably be my reaction too if I saw the Queen of England just hanging out in the hub.
Because like your first thought isn't that's the Queen. It would be that looks exactly like the Queen. Because what's the Queen doing here?
Yeah, but you say that's the Queen, and then you see like what's her husband's name, Prince Philip, like come out of me like, "Oh, that guy looks exactly like Prince Philip," and oh my god, that's the Queen.
Plus, you couldn't miss Prince Philip's ears anywhere. Sorry, Prince.
Your Majesty.
Your Majesty. So Anna gives James a run through of the inn, and he is just agog. That is a Les Mis reference. "I am agog, I am aghast, is Marius in love at last. I've never seen him ooh and ah." That's my favorite song from the musical.
Really?
Specifically because of Enjoy Last, who was played by Aaron Tveit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's tangential. It's Red and Black. Red, the blood of angry men. Because they're just like, ooh, Marius is falling in love. And Enjoy Last is just like, guys, my revolution. It's like, red, the blood of angry men. Anyway.
I still like Friend Zone, the song.
That is a good song, too.
Where she's just like, what am I doing wrong?
What am I doing wrong? I don't get it.
We don't get it either, girl. Mm-mm.
You died for this man, and
he was not worth it.
Unnecessary. So the prince isn't used to being around the normies.
Or doing normal shit at all.
Because, like, no one treats him normal. Which I guess is hard. You know, you're a prince. Everybody's going to treat you like a prince.
Yeah, he grew up royal, right? So.
Yeah. And so Anna is just like, well, nobody knows you here, really? So, you know, take your time to blend in. The Prime Minister of Not England calls him. And his whole thing is separating the monarchy from the state. And he keeps calling him, basically looking for any moment to make him look bad.
Yeah.
We never see or hear the Prime Minister. But, yeah, it's David Cameron.
Is that true? Do they do that in England? Like,
some people do, some people don't.
I was just wondering if that's a real thing that's happening in England. I thought, we kept the monarchy around because, hey, look, we have a monarchy.
Exactly.
What a novelty.
By the way, I said David Cameron and not Boris Johnson because I don't think Boris Johnson knows how to use a phone. Oh, international politics jokes. That's right. That's what you get here in this podcast.
Woo!
I pay a little bit of attention. I watch 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown.
I don't. I have no idea what's going on.
There is one British viewer going, ha, I know that.
Or British trash, you don't know.
That's true.
If you ask me anything about Doctor Who, I got you.
So the Queen is tired of people doing stuff for her. So, like, at dinner, which is just like a buffet, she's just like, oh, I will go get my food. And she's like, no, Queen, allow me. And she's like, if you touch this plate, I will stab you. And she just loads her plate up with all kinds of food. God bless you, Queen.
And they were like, oh, wow, the Queen can eat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bless, Queen.
Get it.
But also, she was just like, she drops the bomb that before she married the king, she was just a normal girl who just happened to have a a lost royal bloodline. Yeah. And I want to watch that movie.
There is this movie leaves room open for not only a sequel, but also a prequel.
Yeah, like the prequel of How the Queen Met the King has got to be good.
I think so.
Because, like, the king's looking for love. She has a lost royal bloodline. She was just some normal girl. I've seen that movie. I want to see it again.
I'm down to see it again. There is a Christmas tree in every single hotel room. That's fancy. I like that. So Anna offers him food. And just like, you should eat before like it all goes. And he's like, I can't. I got like prince shit to do. If I'm away from this phone and that prime minister calls, my ass is grass. He says it a lot more hoity-toity than I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she's like, I'll save you food. And he's like, no, it's okay. I'll be fine. And so later that night, she like ding dong ditches his door. And he opens it up and she's like, ha! And there's like food there waiting for him. So that's nice of her.
And he has enough mind to be able to take the tray in and be able to kick the door closed with his foot. So, he's at least done this before. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
The prince is worried about making a good speech, and the queen basically tells him to relax and cheer the fuck up. It's like, basically, we're on vacation. Why not? There is a scene where they go out in the snow and just, like, walk around a little bit. And Anna's like, what happened to your head of security? He's like, oh, Chris, he likes to keep a low profile. And then he, like, pops up like the Undertaker through, like, some snow. She's like, wow, that's creepy. Like, he was hidden, and he was just like, hello.
Yeah, he just pops out of, like, random stuff, just like, hey, what up? And I was like, okay,
guys,
your boy a ghost.
I was going to say, guys got the hiding prowess of Sam Fisher.
We should probably mention that they keep saying they're leaving tomorrow, but shit keeps happening.
You're right. So they're only supposed to stay one night, but there's an hour and a half left of this film. So New England snow happens, and he opens the door, and there's like 6 feet. You can only get out like the top third of the door, and he's like, "Yeah, you're not leaving." Yeah. So Anna has just gotten over a breakup. So people still think she's dating somebody. I guess she hasn't told everybody. So we get our very first, like, and how long have you two been together? And they do that. No, us? No.
It's just like, he's a dude who's just staying at the inn. And they're just like, oh no. Well, he's very handsome. And I'm just sitting there like, is he though?
You see, yeah, you do not think he's a handsome dude.
I do not. I think the security guard is a much handsomer dude.
You know what? I agree. But I think Aaron Tveit's a handsome guy.
Not my type.
I mean, yeah. I wouldn't kick him out of bed for eating crackers.
I might. Those cheekbones might hurt me. Shit.
That is true. So Sarah, the mayor, is all about Chris. And Anna basically tells her, like, you can't fall in love with him because they're leaving tomorrow. And this is never going to work. And Sarah was like, yeah, well, they also told me I could never be mayor. What? Oh. And so she's like, I will make it work.
Girl, get out my way.
Amen, sis. Anna then tells James that, for some reason, everyone is interested in her love life. And James is like, try being a prince. Yeah, all right. And you know what? He's got a point.
And she was like, fair hit, fair hit.
Yeah. Touche, touche.
Try being a prince, unmarried and 30. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So they go to the local Christmas parade, which they make out as, like, super cheap and, like, not very good. But it looks exactly like the one from Leamington, my hometown.
Yeah. So, it's not a Macy's Day Parade, but it's nice.
It's a bunch of trucks and some lights.
It's some trucks and some lights, and there's some kids dressed as elves, and it's very cute. It's a fun family event,
Yeah. So before they left, Anna was like, you're going to want a bigger coat and some heavier boots, because he's got, like, dress shoes on.
He's like, they're waterproof.
They're waterproof. It should be fine. Anna has no time for his princely BS. And I like that. Like, she is not, like, starstruck at all. So he steps in an ice puddle like a goober. And Anna's just like, I'll fix this. I have a carriage. Get in the carriage. Because when you're a prince, at Christmas, you ride a carriage.
Well, the mayor came in the carriage, and then he decided, we're going to take this. No, she did. Because the mayor came up and be like, hey, yo, I'm the mayor, this is my carriage. Yeah. And then she'd be like, oh, hey, Chris, what up, boy?
Hey. So they get James in the carriage, and they talk, and James is like, oh, you always are finding a way to help people. And she's like, I'm a nurse. It's what I do. And it's like, you take care of others more than you take care of yourself. And she's like, yeah. And he goes, just like being a prince. Is it?
For the purposes of this movie, yes.
This is the one where I'm like, come on now, son. Even you don't believe that.
Look, he's trying to talk like a normal human male.
Yeah.
So
I am a human. I am a human male. But I will say, that pulls off this, like, princely kind of gimmick without being too overbearing. Yeah. I think it's a good... And there's a scene, the end of the movie, where he just acts the fuck out of it.
He does, it's great.
So he messed up his speech last year, and they posted it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And he read the comments.
Oh, don't do that.
Like a moron. That being said, I absolutely read every comment we get, so please be nice to me. Bad comments make me cry.
But yeah, even then, I thought it was funny when they were talking about this. They posted it on YouTube, and she was like, "Oh no!" And then then there were comments. And then I read the comments. She's like, "Oh, don't do that." It's like, yeah, I know that now. Like, where have you been for the last 20 years?
Yeah.
If there's a YouTube, you don't read the comments.
Yeah.
But I thought that exchange was real funny,
Yeah, I like that too. Anna basically tells him, just like his mom, chill out. You'll be fine. Just speak from the heart. And this is when it's revealed that Chris and the prince are best friends from boarding school. That's gotta be a weird relationship.
Well, not really. I mean, they're friends, and he's like his only friend, right?
Yeah. Because there's as they're riding in a carriage,
They pass.
they pass Chris and Sarah.
Who, by the way, is dropping the ball on this whole guarding the prince thing, because he went ahead.
We almost never see him and the prince together.
Like, I think the idea is that he's supposed to be ghosting the prince, just, like, hiding in bushes and making sure he's okay. Mm-hmm. But, like, it's openly seen in this scene that he's, like, 20 feet ahead with the mayor being like, hey, girl. And she was like, hey, what up? Yeah. You know? Until he comes through with a carriage with, what's her name, the main girl? Anna. And he's just like, wait, what the hell? How do you not? You have one job, son.
As Chris watches him ride by in the carriage, James goes, he's never going to let me hear the end of this. Which is, I believe you're best friends.
Also, I remember, like, as they were by, the face of Chris lit up like, it wasn't even that long a walk! And he's just like, I was gonna get frostbite! Because Anna tells him that after you step in an ice puddle like a goober, and then you're gonna walk home in the ice, that's a quick and dirty way to get frostbite.
You're losing toes.
Cutie, you've grown up in a land without...
Absolutely, don't mess with it. If your socks, or if anything is wet, get rid of it. Get rid of it now.
Or frostbite?
Or frostbite.
Oh, okay. I need to learn these things. I grew up in a place without snow.
Yeah, by the first year, you're gonna know. So they get back to the inn, and Anna throws fuzzy Christmas socks at him to replace his wet ones, and he refuses. And she goes, mark my words, one day you will wear the fuzzy Christmas socks. Which I thought was kind of funny.
I really liked it.
So the place where they go to have the, I want to say Jingle Ball, but that's not what it is.
No.
The pajama ball, the roof caved in. Much like the Jingle Ball. And they need to find a new place to have it.
Does snow have that kind of power?
Yes.
The kind of, if it's wet and heavy to
if you don't have proper like gutters for for it to drain and then go out, it will absolutely cave in a roof.
Oh shit. So a lot of Oregon houses will just
die. If there's a heavy, like, you guys get rain a lot, which is basically
like, we have a great gutter system, I'm just saying.
It's not great.
I see.
So they have to find a new place to have it, and they're just like, there's no other place, we're gonna have to postpone it. And James, of all people, goes, you have a ballroom, have it in the ballroom. And they're just like, there's only 4 days, we can't decorate it that soon. They decorate it in like 2 hours.
No, they're decorating all the way up until the thing, because remember,
I guess there's a montage.
There's a montage even at the end where she's just like, the ball's in 20 minutes, and she's handing boxes of bulbs to people.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
but like it's like, we can never do it in that time. Like 4 days is a long time. You sure, man? Throw some trees, throw some garland, throw some lights up there. You got this. And then they're just like, we don't know what to do. We'll have to see what we have. We'll have to think of a plan later, because now it's time to trim the tree. And the queen is like, I haven't trimmed a tree since before I met your father. And James is like, I have never trimmed a tree.
Ever.
So it was that moment where I realized being a prince sounds lame.
I mean, yeah, because the royal housekeepers, I guess,
do it
for you.
Yeah, but it's not my thing. So they have a decorating and an off-key singing montage.
And they do no tree trimming whatsoever. That tree is very untrimmed.
Yeah.
Like, there are branches going everywhere.
Oh, no, trimming the tree means decorating.
I thought trimming meant making it cone-shaped.
No, well, it usually does, but when you say let's trim the tree, they mean decorate.
Oh. When Dad says trim the tree, he literally means garden
trim the tree, yeah. I guess it's got a double meaning, but yeah, that's what, when you say trim the tree, they mean...
But you're supposed to make it cone-shaped.
Yeah, you can do that too. It's just, it's got a double meaning.
Oh. English is stupid, guys.
It is. So later that night, James is caught rooting through the fridge for a late night snack. And Anna's like, what the hell? And he's just like, this is embarrassing. And he's got like suit jammas. Like, he's got super stuffy, like he's got a robe, but it's like red and like leather.
That's true. He wore like a 4-piece suit to dinner.
This is where
which was his casual attire, and she was just like, "Look, if you have to use the word attire, you're already
yeah, that was a good line." But this is my favorite line in the movie. Anna goes, "I like the whole Von Trapp thing you got going on," and James goes, "I know you don't think I understand that reference, but I do." Which I think is my favorite.
Who is Captain Von Trapp for the Vanessas in?
You've never seen Sound of Music?
Is that who that is? I've seen the clips in Choir, but I haven't seen the whole thing.
Yeah, that's Von Trapp is the family in Sound of Music.
Oh, yeah.
When like Maria shows up, how do you solve the problem like Maria? Because of the Von Trapp family.
Oh, guess we have to watch the Sound of Music again. Oh no.
Yeah, right. And so they kind of sit and chill out for a little bit. And there's another line where he says, "Is there a law here that at Christmas one must drink some version of cocoa, eggnog, or cider?" And she goes, "Yes."
Doesn't she says if you break it, there'll be dire consequences
Yeah.
or something like that? And he's just like, "Cocoa, please."
Cocoa. So this big pajama party was basically existed to subvert expectations. And they were like, well, in the ballroom we can have it be formal. Mm-hmm. And Anna doesn't want that because that pajama thing was her mom's idea, and she feels like it connects her to her mom. Mm-hmm. And if they change it, she fears she's going to lose that connection. Makes sense to me.
And then her dad called her like, "Look, it wasn't always a pajama ball. You know, it was your mom's idea because you were an exhausting 1-year-old."
Yeah, yeah, it was her mom's idea to go pajamas, but like there's several pictures they have that looks like it's at a wedding, but no, it used to be a formal occasion. Mm-hmm. And she's like, "Yeah, no, we just changed it when you were 1 because you're difficult to deal with a 1-year-old and also go to a ball." Mm-hmm. So they changed it. They have basically two balls. Mm-hmm. One for the kids where they can stay in pajamas, and one for the adults where you can dress up all fancy.
Which was a holdover from not England.
Yeah. And Anna goes like, "Yeah, but like who's going to have a dress ready? It's in 4 days." And James goes, "Are you kidding? There are probably every single woman in this town probably has a dress that she hasn't had an excuse to wear yet." Mm. And I thought about it and I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I know you do."
Yep.
Hell, even I do. It's not a dress, but I got fancy clothes that I haven't gotten a chance to. We were gonna wear it to a musical.
Yeah.
Because we had tickets to go see Frozen.
By the way, the quarantine happened the day before we were going to see this musical.
It was, yeah, the day
before.
It was March 13th. We had tickets. I won them in the draw.
Yeah, the raffle thing.
The raffle for cheap tickets. And like Friday, March 13th was the day of the show. Friday, March 12th is when they locked everything down. Son of a bitch.
Like, couldn't you just wait till Monday? I mean, yeah, a few people would get sick, but I want to go.
And then that's it. We've been inside ever since.
I know. I miss you outside, kind of. I mean, the people I can take or leave, but...
Yeah. But yeah, so the next day... the royals are supposed to leave, and James basically thanks her for helping him see Christmas in a different kind of way. And just as they go to leave, apparently something happened. An ice storm, I guess, because trees are down.
Yeah, because they said something about the power, and then they showed a picture of the bridge, and there's like a giant tree on it, which will take some time to remove, guys. And he was like, "What kind of town only has one way in and one way out?"
Yeah, but the point is, they have to stay for another day.
Oh no!
What are you gonna do? James also tells his first joke, so we're getting to him. Mm-hmm. When she's like, "Oh, well, I have to go decorate. Do you want to help me bring stuff down from the attic?" And he goes, "Oh, no. I draw the line at physical labor." And she goes, "Oh." And he goes, "I'm joking." Not a good joke, but he's trying.
Even she says, like, "Oh, your first attempt at humor."
Yeah. So he shows, like, they go upstairs with all the Christmas decorations, and he has a flair for decorating. He's got a knack for party planning. And it was at this moment where I wrote down, "God help me, I'm charmed by this stupid movie."
It's a very charming movie.
It is. he finally takes, so they go out again, and he finally takes the advice to dress for the weather. And he comes in like a Knives Out style sweater. And, you know, he's all bundled up. And she's all like, where did you get that? And he goes, Chris offered it to me last time, but I was too stubborn to take it.
There's a running joke that the queen is overpacked, and so everyone is overpacked but him, but he's the one who seems to come, like, shortchanged when it comes to literally any kind of weather. Mm-hmm. And also, we missed my favorite joke where when they first got to the hotel, Anna is bringing in suitcases with them because she liked them. And she's like, Jesus, this is heavy. What's in there? And she's like, royal jewels, the crown jewels, or something. And then she's like, oh my God, really? She's like, no, shoes.
And that's when we realized the queen was going to be the best character.
Yeah, the queen is great, guys. I love the queen.
Naturally, the prince has never thrown a snowball in his life, so they play snowball baseball. It's kind of cutesy.
They have real snow this time, guys.
That is true.
It takes. See, you know where real snow is. I know you do.
Yeah, you tried. I can see it. It's in talking to Anna that James finally gets some ideas for his speech. So he can write some stuff down. We see the ballroom for the first time, and just like Jingle Bell Bride, it's supposed to be like, you know, super disheveled and unsuitable. But it's a really nice room, even like before it's decorated.
Yeah, it's a ballroom, and it's just empty. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to do some decorating, and you're gonna have to haul ass, but...
It turns out that they have the same favorite Christmas song, the Christmas Waltz. But it's never been played at the ball because it doesn't really fit the pajama thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Small problem, Anna doesn't know how to waltz, but the prince does.
It's real cute, guys.
So they have a nice little moment where they kind of teach each other, or he teaches her how to waltz and he leads, and it's kind of cute. And then it's awkwardly interrupted by her dad.
Yeah, but the music plays in the background with the waltz. It's so sweet.
Yeah. James laments the fact that he could never really do Christmas stuff with his dad because he was so busy being the king.
Yeah.
And the queen says that was basically his one big regret, was not being able to spend more time with the people he loves, which is actually a very common final regret, is that they spent too much time working and not enough time with their family. So, just saying.
Yeah. Oh, but on a funnier note, is this the gingerbread competition or whatever?
It is. So we get that little moment, and then the king, they were very grateful for the time they could spend with the king after he had gotten out of the hospital. And Anna kind of asks, like, oh, what hospital was he in? He's like, he was a hospital in Boston? He's like, yeah, he went to whatever hospital it was. He's like, my God, that's my hospital. It's like, oh, did you know him? He would have went under a pseudonym. And it's like, this name. She goes, no, but I probably passed by his room 100 times. So a nice little connection there. The prince has never made a gingerbread house before. And he cuts to him like an hour later. He's made like a palace, a gingerbread palace. It's absolutely outstanding.
You made a palace out of gingerbread. You built a cathedral.
And,
it's got like snow and shit on it.
Yeah, and Sarah's like, how did you... What? And he's like, to be honest with you, I minored in architecture. I've just never gotten a chance to use it. And she's like, well, not gonna lie, thought you were gonna blow it. So I bought you a pity present. And he opens it up, and it's a Christmas ornament for the inn. That looks like the inn, and it's really cute.
It's real cute. I love it.
That night, the queen surprises Anna with the Gorwickian York cake they talked about at the donut shop.
It's an eclair, guys.
It's an eclair. And she's like, oh my God, how did you do this? She's like, I have the recipe right up here. I lied. I called the cook. And yeah, they cut it up, and she's like, what do you think? And he's like, I want you to try this, and I want you to say that it's better than a donut. And she's like, num 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 num. You've ruined donuts for me.
She doesn't say it, but she passively admits.
No, she actually straight up says, like, you've ruined donuts for me.
No, but she doesn't admit that this is better than the thing.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
She doesn't say the words.
The next day, this is my favorite scene. The next day, the prince walks down to the father, whose name is Ed. Mm-hmm. And he goes, Ed, how's the weather looking like out there? Goes, oh, it's not too bad, but there's a lot of black ice out there. Goes, oh, black ice? Yeah. That's dangerous. Yes, it is. Well, we can't have the queen going out in dangerous roads. He goes, no, we can't. And then down comes Chris. And he's like, did you guys hear? There's like a ton of black ice out there. And he's like, uh-huh. Yeah, we can't do that. And then Anna comes down and goes, did you guys hear about the ice? It's like, there's so much black ice out there. It's way too dangerous. And he's like, yeah, we heard. And then the queen comes down. Goes, we can't have the last of the royal family going out in these dangerous roads. Looks like we're going to have to stay another night.
And they all collectively just have this vibe of, oh no. I love that scene for everything it stands for.
I like how nonchalant the father was, just like, yep, real icy out there. Can't do it.
It started hitting peak hilarity when the queen rolled down the staircase. It was just like, we can't have the last of the royal family risking their lives on black ice.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It was great. I loved it.
Chris and Sarah are absolutely getting on. Mm-hmm. And they're like, they're basically dating. And Anna is projecting all of her insecurities on Chris and Sarah. Which Sarah's like, yeah, no, I noticed that. It's gonna work. If it can work out between us two, it's gonna work out between you and James. And she's like, what? Me and James? I can't. What makes you think that? And she's like, girl, everybody can see it.
And she's just like, wait, what do you mean work out between you and Chris? And she's just like, oh, he bought me a ticket to come see him on New Year's.
Yeah.
What? She's like, distance don't mean a thing. We live in the 21st century. Get a clue.
So the next, that night, they have this little tradition where they all gather around outside, and they have this, like, candle lighting thing, where they light each other's candles, and eventually, like, it all spreads, and everybody has a candle lit.
And it's very cute, because you're sharing the light and hope and joy, and I love it!
And basically, Anna turns to James, and he's like, I have to tell you something. And James is like, I have to tell you something. Mm-hmm. And Anna's just like, I really think... And then they get cock-blocked by Joy to the World. And they're just like, okay.
But then their musical prowess comes through with Joy to the World.
Yeah, and they sing through the song together, which is kind of cute.
Yeah, it's real cute.
Anna invites James to see the ballroom all lit up because he's leaving like the next day. Mm-hmm. And Anna tries to tell James how he feels, and then James gets a text on his phone. And she's like, oh, you should take it. And he goes, no, I'm not taking it. For God's sake, say what you're going to say. She goes, no, let's take it. She goes, I'm going to go look at this, and I'll be right back. Mm-hmm. And he comes back, and it's a picture of him and her on the carriage. And they're like, it's all over the country. Mm-hmm. They think I'm shirking my responsibilities at home to play, like, here in America. Like, I look awful to these people right now. It's like, so what did you want to say? And Anna's like, I was going to say, I think it's a good time for you to leave. And he's like, that's not what you were going to say. And she's like, it is. You have to go be a prince.
A ruler of a country.
So it's kind of a sad moment where James is just like, oh. And he's like, yep, go. For the good of his country.
For the good of the country.
For England, James? Mm. For England, Alec. Always for England. Rest in peace, Sean Connery. Mm. So, I know that was from GoldenEye, but still. So before they leave, Anna doesn't go say goodbye, and James is, like, super stuffy about it. Mm-hmm. It's like, aren't you going to sing Anna? He's like, we said goodbye last night. I'm going to go put away bags. And then the queen is like, huh. I'll go figure that out. And
BRB.
And she goes up to Anna. And she's like, hey, some shit went down.
Can't help but notice you're not my daughter-in-law.
But if you ever find yourself in Garwick, you please come by. We consider you one of the family. Mm-hmm. You're always welcome to us. And,
we forgot about the subplot.
There's a minor subplot, with the father and...
The cook.
Her name Darlene or Diana?
Diane.
Diane is the cook, and she's been with the family for like 25 years. Mm-hmm. And Ed is just like, oh, she's one of the family. She's been here forever. Because they're like, how long have you two been dating? She's like, oh, what? Us? No. But like, he clearly likes her, and she clearly likes him. And so the queen says before she leaves, hey, they're gonna find a dress bag on my bed. If they find it, that's a gift for Diane. Anyway, Queenie out. And they turn around and leave, and then Anna looks wistfully out the window. And she walks down to where Sarah is. And Sarah was like, well, that hurt like a punch to the face. And she's like, yeah, but it could never work. And Sarah's like, what do you mean it could never work? My ticket's booked. I'm going there for New Year's Eve. And Anna's like, you can do that? That's the prince. You can do whatever the hell you want.
His bank account is an infinity sign.
I have it written here. She has a flight booked to Garwick to spend New Year's Eve because distance ain't no thing.
I mean, they do live in the 21st century.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Look, if we can beat distance, so can you. There is a very cute moment when I believe they're... I can't remember where they are. I don't think they're in Garwick yet. But James finds his father's last speech before he died. And they read it together. It's just a very sweet kind of moment. The lady who plays the queen really does the acting. And in it, he talks about a nurse named AJ. And she was like super kind, didn't know he was royalty, but treated him just the same. And James believes with 100% ferocity that it was Anna. So, day of the ball, Anna gets a video of James's Christmas Eve speech. And Aaron Tveit acts the fuck out of this scene. The fuck out of this scene. He does like the crying, but without like his voice breaking, and he doesn't. And it's all about how much he loves his country, and how like the kindness he was shown in
this town.
And this is the best bit of acting I've seen in these Hallmark movies. Period.
It was very good.
I don't know that it'll be. I don't know that it'll be topped. And basically, like Anna sees this and goes, "Oh fuck, I gotta tell him how I feel. Like I messed up. I gotta go tell him I love him." And then she turns around and James is there, and he's like, "What's up?"
Hey, girl.
My dude went to his hometown, shot his thing, and then came all the way back.
Because that's royal power, man.
Because he got that money. He must be jet lagged to hell.
Well, he never switched over to England time. Not England time.
Yeah, I imagine he might have slept on the plane.
Yeah.
But James hands Anna her father's speech. And he talks about his nurse. And Anna was like, well, wait a minute. He goes, I would have recognized him. Like, he's the king. I would have recognized him. He goes, oh, yeah? And he flashes her a picture and goes, he would have been shaved and he would have went under a different name. And it was the same guy. She goes, I had AJ on my name tag because there's another Anna. And he talks about how James's father always was talking about him and he was like super proud of him. And it's a very sweet moment. And just like how good a nurse Anna is. So they go inside to the ball, and James whispers something to the quartet, and they start playing the Christmas waltz, and they have their final dance. Final dance of the film.
And everyone's watching it, and it's very Disney, and it's great, guys.
We have a moment when Ed is getting ready for the ball. He's going to like do up his tie, and he goes up to Anna. He goes, "Can you help me out with my tie?" And he goes, I think Diane might want to help you out." And they turn around, and Diane is wearing just the hell out of this dress that the queen left her.
Good job, Queenie.
And so they kind of end up together, finally admitting it to themselves. So that night, Anna hands everyone a Christmas present. They're all fuzzy socks for Christmas. And James hands her a present, and they're royal slippers.
Yeah, that kind of came out of
in a strange like Cinderella homage.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was strange. But at the end of the day, Chris and Sarah are together. Anna's father is together with Diane. James and Anna are together. We get our Merry Christmas kiss, where they kiss each other and go, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. And they live happily ever after.
And the book thing comes back.
They close the book, the animated book from the beginning. Curtain down. I really liked this movie.
Me too!
I gotta say, I think it's the best one we've had so far, bar none. The plot was solid. It wasn't super cliched, although I don't watch a lot of these, like, Princess at Christmas. I know there's a lot of them. These Christmas royalty kind of movies.
Is this the third Hallmark proper Christmas movie that we've seen?
Yes. Saturday, Sunday, then Saturday.
Three of them had some sort of princess homage.
That is true.
The Jingle Bell Bride she was the ice princess or whatever.
You're right.
And then the
Chateau Christmas was the other one.
Chateau Christmas. There was something. I'm sure you guys have to rewatch my commentary, but I remember it was there.
But yeah, so I think out of this will be the fifth one we watch now. This is the best one by far. It's got the best acting. The direction is nothing to talk about. The writing is about as good as you can hope for this kind of movie.
But it's real good. I really like it.
It's really good.
It dethroned Chateau Christmas like it was nothing.
I think so too. And you never know what you're gonna get when you watch these movies. And so, like I said, we go into every movie with an open mind and an open kind of heart, just because we want to judge everything by its own merit. But this is the first time I've been legitimately surprised by how much I liked it.
I really liked it.
Yeah. So if you're gonna see it, this one just happened today. I'm sure Hallmark is gonna play it 15,000 other times because this is all they play now. This is all. If you look at Hallmark, all they play are these Christmas movies.
Yeah.
But you had a good question.
What?
Between Hallmark and Hallmark Movies and Mysteries.
Yes.
Which channel is gonna have the better films?
Hallmark proper.
You think Hallmark proper?
Yeah, because, like, what was on Hallmark proper? Jingle Bell Bride, right?
Right.
Chateau Christmas, and this one, which is One Royal Holiday? Is that what the name of this
Yes.
one? Yeah. And
But
they got the two top ones out of three. And even Jingle Bell Bride wasn't that bad.
But it is the worst one.
That's true. But they also have the two best ones.
That is true.
They're on a winning streak.
But I will say, I liked Christmas Tree Lane, too. I think I like that one better than... Well, I didn't like it better than Chateau Christmas.
No.
Maybe you're right.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to have to see... Maybe I'll split the scores between Hallmark Movies and Mysteries and just Hallmark proper. But yeah, so I'm interested to see...
Maybe that's where they put the movies they really like on Hallmark proper, Hallmark Channel proper. And then the riffraff go on Movies and Mysteries. You know?
The riffraff?
Yeah. The things the things that if they were a big production studio that would be released in February.
Oh yeah, the January dump month.
Yeah, these are the movies they would have dumped in January or February, but they're Christmas movies, so we got to burn them off here.
I see. That's not a bad. You know what? That's not a bad choice.
But like the good ones go on Hallmark proper, you know?
The real ones.
The real ones, the ones they're proud of. They're proud of Jingle Bell Bride. Yeah, okay.
It could be the ones that just cost the most.
That's true. I imagine these ones cost far more than the other ones, you know?
I have to imagine, too.
Like, the set production is great. They had real snow, which apparently cost money.
Yeah, I think this is probably looked the least cheap.
That's true. Chateau Christmas had bouncy snowballs, and I still don't know what was that choice
To
was.
this day, I'm mad, and I will remain mad. But yeah, so I think that so far this is the one.
Mm-hmm.
Out of 10, what's your score?
Oh, like 9.
A 9?
Yeah.
I was going to say 8.5. So I think that technically it's an 8.75.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Yeah, that's how math works, yes.
Yeah. So I think that's a good score. So far, this is the best.
This is the best one.
I don't know what's going to be a 10.
It's a Wonderful Life. I don't know.
That's A Christmas Story.
On a scale of The Mrs. Christmas to A Christmas Story, how good was this movie?
Oh, lordy. That's another thing we should do. Is just all the WWE films.
Oh, no.
That's gonna hurt. But yeah, so that is Saturday's regular Hallmark film. So tomorrow we're gonna do their other Hallmark film.
That came out today, right?
That'll come out Sunday.
Okay.
And that's gonna be on the 12th date of Christmas.
I'm looking forward to this one. Cutie, tell me why I'm looking forward to this
We are looking forward to this one because we know the two main actors. We don't know personally, obviously, but we've seen them in other things. The female lead was in a show called Gallivant, which is an amazing show, and you should go watch it.
Yeah.
And the male lead has a major role in the 8th season of Letterkenny, which is an amazing show. You should go watch it. Mm-hmm. It's Canadian, you know. By the way, both actors here American, so whatever. So I'm looking forward to that one because if you don't think we're gonna make as many references to other television shows, you haven't been watching this. You have been listening to this podcast.
Be prepared for many Gallivant and Letterkenny references in the following episode.
So that'll be tomorrow. And then Monday, we're going to take a look at Cranberry Christmas.
Yeah, their marriage is in trouble. So it's the reverse engineer of everything else. These two are already married, but they split up.
That's true. And I think that's an interesting plot.
Yeah, what happens if your marriage is in trouble and on Christmas?
And, like, you're a major, like, public figure.
Yeah.
And then that'll be on Monday. And then on Tuesday, we're going to take a look at Holly and Ivy. Which nobody's looking forward to.
I don't wanna.
So hang on to your hats for that one. This is a tentative schedule, of course, because these come out so late.
Mm-hmm. And they hit you with multiple ones a day.
Yeah, there's 2 movies every day, and they all come out like this one because we're on the West Coast. Mm-hmm. It started at 5, and then the other one comes on at 8. And we're only 2 people. So.
And for some reason, our streaming service won't let us watch it until a half an hour after it's done recording.
Yeah, again, friendly is not the best. But it's okay. Because it gets the job done. But until then, tomorrow we hope. Mm-hmm. If not, it'll be Monday. It won't be that far away. Mm-hmm. We will see you then. Cute, should I watch the thing?
Watch the thing!
Watch the thing.
Watch it twice. It'll be great. It's so good. I love it so much. I want to go to a Christmas party like they threw, where it's fancy dresses and sparkling lights, and maybe pajamas if you like. If you're nasty, I don't know. No, but like if your pajamas, if your feet hurt, you know.
I can see it.
And then you eat some cake, and then you go and you wear something nice, and then you eat some more cake, so you put on your pajamas.
You had me a cake.
Yeah, thank you. And that's how our relationship got started.
That's it. That's on the button. But yeah, so if you're gonna see any of them, I think so far, if you're interested in these Hallmark Christmas movies, I think you should go with this one. It's the best one so far.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe Holly and Ivy is just gonna blow the fucking roof off this place.
It's not.
I doubt it.
I don't like sad Christmas.
Me either. But yeah, so until then, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you later. Watch the thing.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Watch the thing. Bye-bye. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.